Story time, The Great Adventures.
Reuben's Big Toy Making Adventure. Once upon a time, in the sparkling North Pole, there lived a cheerful little elf named Reuben. He had bright green shoes that jingled with every step and a hat that always tilted to one side. Reuben wasn't like the other elves who spent their days decorating the sleigh or feeding the reindeer. No, Reuben's job was to make toys. Each year, as Christmas drew closer, Reuben would hurry to the toy-making workshop, where the air smelled like candy canes and hot cocoa. Inside, there were shelves full of all kinds of toys, dolls, trucks, puzzles, and stuffed animals. But Reuben had a special talent. He could make any toy you could dream of. Whether it was a robot that danced or a teddy bear that told stories, Reuben could make it with a snap of his fingers. Reuben loved his job more than anything. He spent his days in the workshop with his friends, the other toy-making elves. They would giggle as they worked together, building toys with special magic. The workshop was always filled with cheerful chatter, the sound of hammers tapping, and the scent of peppermint from the candy trees that grew nearby. One snowy morning, as the sun peeked over the snowy hills, Santa came rushing into the workshop, looking more excited than usual. "Reuben, we need your help," Santa said with a twinkle in his eye. "The elves are busy, and we have so many toys to make. I need you to take over the big toy-making machine today." Reuben's eyes widened. The big toy-making machine was huge. It could build anything, but it was also a bit tricky. It had buttons, levers, and dials all over it, and sometimes it would make toys that were, well, a little strange. Last year, it made a flying sled that zoomed around the workshop, making everyone laugh. The year before, it created a toy car that turned into a duck every time someone touched the steering wheel. But Reuben was brave and excited. "I'm ready, Santa. Let's make the best toys ever." Santa smiled and handed Reuben a shiny red button. "This is the special button," he said. "Press it when you're ready and the machine will start." Reuben took a deep breath, clicked the button, and whoosh! The machine roared to life, whirring and spinning. Gears turned, lights flashed, and a conveyor belt started moving. On it came, first a bouncing ball that bounced all the way to the ceiling, then a toy train that zoomed across the floor with a whistle. It was so fast it almost collided with the candy cane poles in the corner. Reuben laughed and clapped. "This is amazing!" But then something funny happened. The machine hiccuped, and out popped a giant snowman, arms flailing in the air. It rolled down the conveyor belt, knocking over a stack of blocks. Reuben gasped. "Oh no, we can't send snowmen to kids." He quickly grabbed a nearby wrench and hit the reset button. The snowman froze mid-roll and turned back into a pile of snow, which Reuben carefully swept away. "Okay, let's try again," Reuben said to himself as he fixed the dials. This time, he adjusted the machine just right. A few moments later, out came a perfectly beautiful teddy bear with a bright red bow and soft, fluffy fur. Then, a stack of colourful wooden blocks that stacked higher than any building Reuben had ever seen. He smiled proudly. "Now that's more like it," but then another hiccup. The machine made a funny sound. Beep, boop, beep. Out popped a toy robot that was way too big for the workshop. It had shiny silver arms, glowing blue eyes. The robot started to march, and the elves and reindeer nearby scattered in all directions, laughing. "Oops, I guess I made a new friend," Reuben giggled. "Don't worry, Reuben," Santa called from across the room, watching the robot spin in circles. "You're doing great. Just press the blue button to make the robot smaller." Reuben found the blue button and pressed it gently. The robot shrank down, becoming just the right size for a child to hug. He gave the robot a big pat on the head, and the robot gave him a tiny wave in return. Reuben felt proud. He had made so many wonderful toys. There were wooden toy trains, bouncing balls, teddy bears, and even a toy snowman that could sing Christmas carols. The workshop was filled with laughter, and every elf was busy working hard to wrap up the toys for Santa's big night. But as Reuben admired his work, the machine whirred again. A new toy was coming. This time it was a puzzle, but not just any puzzle. It was a super puzzle with pieces that changed shape every time you tried to fit them together. One piece turned into a rocket ship, another into a mountain range, and the last one into a rainbow-coloured unicorn. Reuben stared at it in confusion. "How am I supposed to put this together?" he asked, scratching his head. Santa walked over, chuckling. "That's a very special puzzle. It's not meant to be put together, it's meant to create something new each time. Imagine all the fun kids will have, making different puzzles every day." Reuben's eyes lit up. "That's the best idea ever." Just as Reuben was about to get back to work, a little elf named Tinsel came running up. "Reuben, the reindeer are practicing their flying and they need more toys to test," she said, breathless with excitement. "Can you make something that flies?" Reuben's eyes twinkled. "I can do that," he said, rushing over to the toy-making machine. He pressed a few buttons, turned a few dials, and poof! Out came a paper plane, made of soft, sparkling material that shimmered like snowflakes. The glider took off and soared through the air, gliding smoothly around the workshop and landing perfectly in Reuben's hands. "I did it!" Reuben cheered, holding up the glider for everyone to see. "This will be perfect for the reindeer to try out." Tinsel clapped her hands. "Wow, Reuben, you're the best toy maker ever." With all the toys finished and ready, the elves loaded the presents onto Santa's sleigh. Reuben couldn't wait to see the joy on the children's faces as they opened their gifts on Christmas morning. He thought about all the toys he had made, the dolls, the cars, the flying gliders, and even the magical puzzles. He had made them with so much love, knowing that each toy would bring joy to a child's heart. "Thank you, Santa," Reuben said as Santa prepared to leave. "Thank you, Reuben, for all your hard work," Santa replied with a wink. "You truly made this Christmas magical." Reuben smiled, feeling proud of all the toys he had created. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a toy-filled night. And with that, Reuben waved goodbye to the sleigh as it soared into the sky, carrying joy and happiness to children all over the world. But Reuben knew that his adventure wasn't over. There was always next year's Christmas to look forward to, and plenty more toys to make. The end. If you want more adventures, remember to like, subscribe, and share.